Good morning. Kip with you here, Kip Williams. I'm going to take a few minutes, and just a few minutes, because it's that time of year, to talk about something that's very special to me, the Nomad Project. What the Nomad Project is, where it came from, what it does, how you can help, and how you can do something just like it wherever you live. It kind of eliminates all the guesswork when I do this. So if you take just a few minutes, we'll figure that out. So anyhow, my name is Kip Williams. I live in Buffalo, New York. The Nomad Project is a private benefit and charity that I started here a few years ago. And when I say private, it's not affiliated with a church, a foundation, an organization of any kind. It's mine. Which makes it really simple. It takes care of, it started out very small, taking care of like the DV shelter, the domestic violence shelter, Haven House, and Compass House, the teen homeless shelter. Over time it's expanded. The Nomad Project takes care of Haven House, the domestic violence shelter here, Compass House, the teen homeless shelter, Cornerstone Manor, which is the shelter for women and children, families, much like the Buffalo City Mission, which is for men, Friends of the Night people, which is down there in Allentown, St. Luke's Mission of Mercy. Gino died this last year, so it's kind of important to step in there and help there. I get up to O'Shea Children's Hospital on Christmas Day, get up to the Veterans Hospital, the long-term residential wing, to try and get presents out at both of those places. It's grown over time. Let's get something real clear about where it came from and who I am. I am not a saint. You will never make a saint of me. I am as human as they come, and I am as capable of good things and bad things as anybody else. I've made as many mistakes as anybody else. This was my attempt at a very dark period of time in my life to bring Christmas back to myself and to other people. It was actually very selfish. I had someone try and basically, I loved Christmas when I was a kid, loved it. I absolutely love it. It was never about presents or giving or anything else. It was about that connection. It was about the celebration of being together. And over the course of time, through a series of really bad choices on my part, I allowed people to take Christmas away from me. And I found myself in a very dark place here back around 2018. And I had always done this wherever I lived, whether it was in Michigan, in Kalamazoo, then Chelsea, Ypsilanti. When I lived in New Orleans, but Christmas was special to me, and I always tried to get out and do, I did silly things like I would go out on Christmas Eve, I would cook up a big batch of red gravy, for those who know what red gravy is, red sauce, Sunday sauce, and gallons of it. And I would go out on Christmas Eve by myself and leave it on my friend's doorsteps along with a present in the bag, saying from Santa. I'd always done things like that. But anyhow, I found myself in a very dark place, a very bad place. And to keep myself from like jumping off a roof, I decided to do something that I'd learned way back in the day when I got sober, which is that we're at our best when we're helping one another as human beings, when we're connecting with one another as human beings. And so I started out small by just taking some things I had around the house and getting it to a couple of the shelters in town. And it exploded and it grew. I'll thank people like here in Buffalo. Liz Whitaker up there at Rising Goddess in Tonawanda has been a friend from day one and part of things from the beginning. People who have helped out from the beginning helped me administer, because it exploded. It became huge right away, and it's to the point now in this day where the the donations director for Haven House called me this week and said, I need women's boots. I need women's boots, size 9 and larger. I talked to Patty at Friends of the Night people last week. They all know how to get a hold of me directly. And she said, we need men's pants. Buffalo City Mission called me at like 7 a.m. Thanksgiving morning because we'd had this huge snowstorm in Buffalo and they'd had a lot of drivers drop out and they knew that me and my truck can get through anything, and we have every Christmas every year. And get out, so it's like, Kip, can you help us deliver meals today? Got it, no problem, on it. So it's exploded and grown that big. If you know me, you know how to get a hold of me. We take anything, all right? What I will say this is, over the course of the pandemic, it exploded even bigger. I spent a lot of my evenings out buying groceries, delivering groceries for people who could not get out and wouldn't get out. My Heron family, my God, I love my Heron family, you know, who every year says, what can we do to help? You know, Julie put it the right way, and I agree with her. Julie helped me define it one time. And she said, Kip, people are basically good, and they want to help. They just need a focal point and a direction to move in and be able to trust who they're giving their stuff to or their money to, and you give them that. And I suppose that's what it is, you know, is I believe that too, that people are basically good. In this day and age of social media and any kind of media, people are trying so hard to create divisions so they can get that outrage factor going. You know? Let's get the outrage going and get attention and pop the ads into your feed. When people are basically good, they want to help. They want to do good, and I believe that. I mean, me, like I said, I'm no saint. I'm just trying to pay some rent off in my ledger, you know, before I leave this earth. But so that's what it is and where it comes from. It just came from a very dark place in my life. When I allowed people to try and take Christmas away from me, I wanted to give it back to other people. And so we do that every year. It's grown impossibly huge. My family, Benny, my God. Benny is like the captain and cheerleader of the family of that group I worked with all the way through the pandemic, 2020 and 2021. This huge number of people. I can't even begin to tell you in 2020 and 2021, I would turn around and Christy and Mackenzie and Charles and Nick and Jocelyn and Gia and Mary and I mean, it's like every time I turned around, people were dropping things off. Going, here, Kip, tell us what you need, you know, and we'll get it there. It gets embarrassing because there's a news story I guarantee Channel 2, Channel 4, Channel 7 will be at one of the places where I'm dropping it off because they want to know about this guy dressed in black with this gravel voice who just runs his own benefit and charity that shows up with all this stuff that is exactly what people need. You can help. You know, if you know me, just get a hold of me and we'll do that. And the other part of it is I need to thank a lot of people that are out there doing things. Like this week, the week after Thanksgiving, my buddy Marnetta is cooking meals and we'll go deliver food this week. You know, she's up on the east side constantly, and she and I, that's where I delivered groceries all the way through the pandemic. Especially after May 14th, that's where we focus a lot of our efforts. You know, don't do the performative stuff. You know, don't be selfie in it. You know, don't be taking advantage of people at what is a very vulnerable moment for them. Just go ahead and do it don't do it when the cameras are rolling. You know, do it on a Tuesday afternoon when nobody's watching. And wherever you are, wherever you live, you can do that. I would say that to you. No matter where you are, someone is in need that just quietly needs some help. You know, no matter what, there's a mission or a shelter near you. There's an agency near you that can use your help and your time, because that's when we're at our best as human beings. All right. Like I said, I'm no saint, but the Nomad Project does what it can to help here in Buffalo. And there's a lot of other people like me, thousands of people like me. That line of drivers on Thanksgiving morning at the Buffalo City Mission, I mean, it just rolled for a couple hours of people showing up and saying, give me 6-8 meals to deliver and getting them out there to people. I see it when I drop things off. You would think like Harbor House, which is just, I mean, wow, that's a place, let me tell you. You know, you show up on Christmas Eve and think, you know, it's like I'm going to drop things off, and you realize how many people are there trying to help. People are basically good. You're basically good. You know, it's like, don't talk about it. Don't talk about it. Don't have an opinion about it. Be about it. Do the work. People like to talk about hope as this ephemeral, you know, glittery thing, and it's not. Hope has dirt on its knees and its skinned elbows and sweat and blood on its hands and dirt on its face and its brow, and it's picking itself up off the ground one more time and moving forward and doing the next right thing. So that's what we'll be doing this Christmas, like we do every year, is trying to help out those who have less than us. Like I say, 10 minutes of your time, go ahead, share this. It's easy to get a hold of me. The Nomad Project is on Facebook. I'm on there. There's a lot of people, but if anybody questions what is the Nomad Project, now you know what it is. It's about people helping people without any administrative costs, without an organization behind it. It's just about taking the time to doing it, and you can do the same thing wherever you live. You know, just show up and do the work. Be active hope. Don't just talk about it. Don't just have an opinion about it. Roll your sleeves up and do the work. And like I say, anybody got questions, go ahead, share this, share it liberally, and we'll rock and roll from there. So the Nomad Project, I'll be out there. It's pretty much my whole month from Thanksgiving to Christmas is being out in the street and trying to do that. If you want to help, get a hold of me, because it doesn't matter if you don't have any money or anything to give. I know places that need your time and need you and need your body and your effort and your work and your smile and your compassion and your willingness to love another human being. I'll talk to you all later. I'm going to finish my coffee this morning.